So let's talk about what your show is actually called. What's it about? Kind of walk me through like the bullet points of your show.
Gotcha. Okay, so Colt's 2019 show is When Hell Freezes Over. You start in hell. That's pretty straight and obvious. From the beginning of the show, everything is just fire, everything is erupting. You are a sinner in hell trapped there. And then we go throughout this progression in the show of survival, revival, and redemption. And so you hit the Bolero moment where there's some sultry moments going on between the color guard and the core proper, and those moments kind of developing. And then they notice some things are going different in hell, and that's when we start seeing the freeze effect come in. And then we have this giant moment of the flyover, as we call it, that freezes the entire field, and hell is frozen over for us. And from that moment on, it's working towards that redemption and going and knocking on heaven's gates.
Gotcha. Wow. So how is that shown visually, kind of throughout what are like the elements? Obviously, you have props out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
How do these elements kind of play into this concept?
Gotcha. So we have 7 deadly sins, which is the 7 circles that you see on the field, just dark black pits of hell that get sucked in from all the sins that we've committed and drawing you in. And then the staircases, which add a little bit of elevation to get you rising up into heaven, creating that a little bit moment. But then you see all the flames on the props and just trying to bring you into hell. But then as we transition into freezing it all over, you see an entire shift from side 2 all the way to side 1. It's just freezing everything on the field, creating this crystallization effect, and just this the moments of curiosity and wonder of what just happened on the field. To then the redemption, like I previously said, where we try and knock on heaven's door.
Yeah. So I know actually I saw today that you guys were working with Don Click.
Yes.
He's one of your designers. What has it been like, and how has the core reacted to working with somebody such a high level with the core?
Don Click is an amazing individual. He brings great energy to the core. His ideas are just flowing all over the place. Today we worked on specifically the freeze effect and just growing that and creating more moments in a whirlwind of emotion, and how he develops those things is incredible, and it's a pleasure and an honor to work with him every day.
Yeah, how do you think that showed up tonight in the show?
Very well, very well. We had a great moment. I heard from the reaction of the crowd and in the freeze effect where our hard work that we put in today definitely showed up, and that's always very rewarding for us.
So I just got a little peek into kind of your circle up after the show where you talked about this being one of the best shows of the season, if not the best show that the core has had in the 2019 season.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel, to have that right here on this Sunday? It feels like a Saturday because it's such a big show here in Menominee. But how does it feel to get that kind of that benchmark achieved, and what's the future look like for the Colts?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it was one of our best shows so far in the season, and we've been having a lot of progress and working through adding more design to where today we started cleaning processes, and then having that show up on the field and know that that was our best run so far. What we see in the future is only upwards for us right now, and it's very satisfying to have that on this Sunday evening.
Yeah. What are the nitty-gritty things that you're like, we need to fix this? You can be as specific as you want, but what are the moments that you we need to work on this? Or moments in your head, I can improve on this. What are those for you?
There's a few timing tendencies that I want to work through, and Danse Macabre, which is one of our moments, just trying to keep the vertical alignment there as solid as possible to make sure the moments come clear across the field to the audience. And that can kind of go into creating a little more character for all of the individuals on the field, so that way all the way up to the top of the press box where the judges are, they feel that they're in hell, or they feel the wonder of what's happening when everything freezes over.
Yeah, that's awesome. So looking forward, we've got San Antonio is really only 2 weeks away at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then World Championships will be here before we know it. Oof. But as far as San Antonio, what are the goals and expectations from you and from the core as you kind of look forward into these big regional weekends and eventually World Championships?
Gotcha. So one of my standards that I've had ever since move-ins is I try and think 4 weeks ahead of where the core is at. That's my own personal standard, to try and raise them to the highest standard as possible. So you'd say San Antonio, I'm already thinking finals night, basically. But trying to keep those standards and keep pushing and raising the bar every single day, so that way what today's standard was, even though this was our fantastic performance for us, it's not good enough for tomorrow. So we're going to keep working hard, pushing every day, adding tweaks, design, and everything in there to try and make everything as best as possible for San Antonio, and then on to finals.